we left off, where we left off, we dragged the hat that we chose from one tab over into the beach guy layer. And it says, drag your hat onto the beach guy screen. Name that layer hat. Decide where you want to place on the figure's head and drag it into place. Alright, so here it is, layer 1. You can see it's selected. So I'm going to double click on layer 1. I'm going to name it hat. And I'm also going to zoom in and drag this hat on to the guy's head. You'll notice that the hat layer is below the figure layer, but I kind of want the hat to be above it so it looks like it's resting on his head. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, go ahead and close the hat file without saving. So here's the hat file. I did what I needed. I'm going to close this little X. Don't have to save it. Alright, now select the shoe layer and delete using the layers palette menu or the trash icon. Okay, so I'm going to go up to shoe. Make sure you're on the shoe layer and you can click delete. Do I want to delete the layer shoe? Yes, I do. And it's gone. No more random shoe in Beach Guy's hand. Save your file but leave it open. File, save, cool. Alright, now we're getting to the end here. Getting there. Okay, open basket. Click on the basket layer and drag the basket onto the peach, or the beach guy, and then close the basket layer. Okay, so I'm on the basket layer. It's already automatically selected. I have the move tool, so I'm going to just drag it up to this tab. I'm not letting go until I have my mouse kind of where I want it, and now I'm going to let go of my mouse, and there it is. And now I can kind of drag it onto Beach Guy's arm. Okay. Now we're going to choose Edit Free Transform, and we're going to rotate and size the basket to look like it's swinging on the Beach Guy's arm. So I forgot to close that. I don't need it anymore. Now I'm going to go to Edit and Free Transform, and that lets me adjust the basket. I can make it smaller, I can make it wider. If I want to resize the basket and keep it proportional, I can hold down the shift key while I'm doing this, and now you can see that it like doesn't make it stretched out as much. Okay, so anyway, whatever. There's the basket, and I'm going to, and I can use the arrow keys on my keyboard to kind of nudge things a certain way. Alright, now I'm going to press enter, and enter kind of saves your changes or solidifies them. Okay, now click the eraser tool and change the opacity to 100%. Okay, so we got to find the eraser tool. This looks like an eraser. I'm going to just hold down to check. Yep, that's the eraser. And it said change the opacity. Oh, okay, opacity is 100%. And then brush palette size 3. So that's up here. I'm still in the eraser tool, but I'm going to change this to a 3. Okay, so it's a tiny brush. Okay. And okay, zoom in to erase part of the basket handle to fit on the figure's arm. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. And I might zoom in a little bit more. So right now, it looks like the basket, like strap or whatever, is completely in front of his arm. So with the eraser tool, I'm going to just gently erase right over where the hand is. So now it looks like the basket is going to the wrist and then coming out, you know, like the arm is actually through the loop. So I just use a tiny, that's why we set it to 3, and just erase this tiny little spot here so that it makes that effect. And then I'm going to go File and Save your work very regularly. And Now we are linking layers. Select the following layers while holding the control key: hat, basket, vest, shirt, shorts, and figure. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and drag the hat up above the figure because I want the hat to look like it's sitting on the head a little bit better. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so we're going to hold down the control key and we're going to select hat, basket, vest, shirt. So there should be 6 things selected. Okay, so I'm holding down the control key. I'm going to hit hat, figure, shorts. So they should be selected as you click on them. Shirt, vest, basket. So that's 3, 6. I think that's all the things I need. Let me double check. Okay. All right. Now click on the link icon at the bottom of the layers palette. So see this thing that looks like a link? They're all selected because they've got gray on them, and I'm going to click the link. And now they all have the link next to them. It means they're like linked, they're connected. Now click on the move tool and drag the pointer around on the screen, and you'll notice that all of the layers move together now that they're linked. So I'm going to take the move tool, and I'm going to zoom out actually so that you can see that now when I take the move tool, now they all move together instead of like separate pieces. Okay, so that's the point of linking them, is you can have separate pieces, but now you can move them around like they're one thing. So that's pretty cool. All right, and then you're going to add your signature. So, you know, now that you have your signature, you can open that in Photoshop. So I'm going to pause and let you do that.